Once upon a time, there was a hat seller who traveled from town to town, selling hats of different shapes and colors. He had a large collection of hats, which he carried on his head. He was very proud of his hats, and he thought he was the best hat seller in the world. One day, he came to a town near a forest where he hoped to sell his hats. He walked around the town and he shouted, "Hats for sale! Hats for sale! Come and buy my hats. They are the finest and the cheapest in the world." The people of the town heard him and they came to see his hats. They liked his hats and they bought some of them. The hat seller was happy and he made some money. He decided to take a break and he went to the forest. He found a shady spot under a tree where he wanted to rest. He took off his hats and he put them on the ground. He said to himself, "I have sold many hats today and I have earned a lot of money. I deserve a nap and I will sleep for a while." He lay down on the ground and he closed his eyes. He fell asleep and he started to snore. He did not notice that there were many monkeys in the tree who were watching him. They were curious and mischievous and they wanted to have some fun. They saw his hats and they felt tempted to take them. They climbed down from the tree and they approached his hats. They picked up his hats and they put them on their heads. They imitated the hat seller and they said, "Hats for sale! Hats for sale! Come and buy our hats. They are the finest and the cheapest in the world." They laughed and they ran away. They took his hats and they left him none. The hat seller woke up and he saw that his hats were gone. He saw the monkeys in the tree and he saw that they were wearing his hats. He realized that they had stolen his hats and he was furious. He shouted, "Hey, you monkeys! Give me back my hats. They are mine and you have no right to take them. Give me back my hats or I will make you pay." The monkeys heard him and they mocked him. They imitated the hat seller and they said, "Hey, you hat seller! Give us back our hats. They are ours and you have no right to claim them. Give us back our hats or we will make you pay." They laughed and they threw some fruits at him. They teased him and they taunted him. They did not give him back his hats, and they did not care about his anger. The hat seller was angry and helpless and he did not know what to do. He tried to climb the tree, but he could not reach them. He tried to throw some stones at them, but he could not hit them. He tried to reason with them, but he could not persuade them. He thought to himself, "These monkeys are too clever and too stubborn. I cannot get my hats back by force or by words. I need to think of a clever way to trick them. I need to use my wit and I need to use their pride." He had an idea and he decided to act. He took off his own hat, which he had kept on his head. He said to himself, "This is my last hat and I will use it to get my other hats back. I will pretend to throw it away and I will make them follow me. I will make them think that I don't care about my hats, and I will make them copy me." He said to the monkeys, "You know what, you monkeys? You can keep my hats. I don't want them anymore. They are old and ugly, and they are not worth anything. I have a new and better hat, and I will wear it instead. Look at my hat and see how fine and cheap it is." He showed them his hat and he said, "This is my new hat, and it is the finest and the cheapest in the world. It is better than all of your hats, and it is better than all of the hats in the world. It is the only hat that I need, and it is the only hat that I want." He pretended to be happy, and he said, "I am so happy with my new hat, and I will throw away my old hat. I don't need it anymore, and I don't want it anymore. Goodbye, old hat. Goodbye." Old Hat started threw his hat on the ground and he said, "Hats for sale! Hats for sale! Come and buy my hat. It is the finest and the cheapest in the world." The monkeys saw him and they were curious and jealous. They saw his hat and they felt tempted to take it. They thought that it was a new and better hat and they wanted to have it. They imitated the hat seller and they said, "We want a hat. We want your hat. Give us your hat. It is the finest and the cheapest in the world. They threw their hats on the ground and they said, Goodbye, old hats. Goodbye, old hats. They ran towards his hat and they tried to grab it. They fought with each other and they made a lot of noise. The hat seller saw them and he felt happy and clever. He said to himself, I have done it. I have tricked the monkeys. And I have got my hats back. I have used my wit and I have used their pride. I have been smart and I have been brave. He ran towards his hats and he picked them up. He put them on his head. And he said, Thank you, you monkeys. You have given me back my hats. They are mine and they are the finest and the cheapest in the world. I will sell them and I will make a lot of money. He laughed and he ran away. He took his hats and he left them on. The monkeys saw him and they realized that they had been fooled. They saw that they had lost their hats and they felt angry and stupid. They said to themselves, We have been tricked by the hat seller. And we have lost our hats. He has used his wit and he has used our pride. He has been smart and he has been brave. They cried out loud and they chased him. They said, Hey, you hat seller, give us back our hats. They are ours and you have no right to take them. Give us back our hats, or we will make you pay. But it was too late. The hat seller was too far away, and he was too fast. He escaped from the monkeys, and he escaped from the forest. He sold his hats, and he made a lot of money. He was happy and proud, and he enjoyed his life. He learned that wit is more powerful than strength, and that pride is more dangerous than greed. He learned that he had been a fool, and that he had become a wise man.